Well, greetings. It is the second Tuesday of the month. So my name is Dee, and I am with Young Women of Favor, where we empower, motivate, inspire teenage girls and young adult women. And for all the queenagers that may be watching this video, we hope that you will get something out of it as well. So our topic for tonight is boundaries designed by you. Boundaries are so important. What does boundaries actually mean? They're actually guidelines, limits set by you and for someone else. So when on today, what I would like for you all to do, go ahead and get you some paper out. I want you to write this information down, and you're going to also be doing a chart, and the chart will be for you. It is only for you, not for anybody else, but this is something so you can start with your boundaries. Some of you all may already have boundaries already set, but you can always, as you grow, you can always revise your chart. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the first thing, the goals for boundaries. One thing, which is very important, is setting a healthy lifestyle. Very important. What does that include? That includes wellness as well as self-care. Wellness, make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You're eating right, you're exercising, you're following up with your annual appointments. If you already have a diagnosis, make sure you take the medication and do what you're supposed to do so you can continue to get better, as well as maintain a healthy lifestyle. Self-care, very important. Take time out for yourself. Something physically, mentally, spiritually. Pamper yourself, love yourself, continue to discover more about you. I'm always saying that, okay? So, also, goals for boundaries, the purpose, to have a healthy mindset as well as mental status. You want to always think positive thoughts. Anytime you get a negative thought in your mind, change that negative into a positive. You do not want to hold on to things in your mind that's going to depress you, make you feel bad for the rest of the day, or you can't do anything. No, we're not doing that. Change your thinkings. Change your thinking. Anything that is negative, make it into a positive, okay? Make a positive into a negative. That's easy to do. So you don't always have to hang on to something that is not good for you or that's negative. Make something good out of it. Depression is real and can lead to other unhealthy conditions. So we don't want to do all that. We don't want to go into depression, anything like that. We are setting boundaries that's going to keep us healthy, to have a healthy lifestyle, as well as maintain a mindset that is a positive mindset, okay? Building and maintaining a positive self-esteem. You got to know who you are. You got to know all about yourself. Don't let anybody else tell you anything that is different. Speak positive affirmations to yourself. Now, when you finish this boundary chart, add this boundary chart to where your affirmations may be set up. Okay, you may have them on your mirror, you may have them on a table, you may have them on a book. I don't know. Wherever you have your affirmations, add your boundary list to it and read it every day. Believe you can do anything you set your mind to. As Christians, we always say we can do anything with God. Anything, okay? Because all things is possible. All things is possible. He gives us the ability, he gives us the strength. So we believe that we can do all things through Christ. You can also believe that, and you can also believe that it's nothing that you can't do. Okay, so also have a safe place. Boundaries. Have a safe place for you. Somewhere that is your space, that when someone come around, that you got boundaries, what they can and cannot do in your space. This is about you. What are we saying? A place that contains peace and serenity. Everybody needs peace. Everybody should desire peace. Okay? Protect yourself from harm by others and from yourself. Very important. You don't want anybody in your space that's going to cause havoc as well as harm to you. And you don't want to cause harm to yourself in your own space. This is your space. This is all about you, okay? Healthy, positive, energetic, exciting, peaceful. That is your safe space. Have control over your emotions. That's a boundary. Don't allow someone to come in and make you mad, make you sad. You choose and maintain and control your emotions, okay? You determine how you want to feel. Don't allow anybody to bring you down or to change the way you want to feel. Very, very, very important. Discover what makes you happy. Discover what brings you joy, and discover what brings you peace. Next benefit allows you to have a balance in your life. With boundaries, you need a balance. This balance includes time management. Yes, time management. You got to know how to manage your time with your daily activities, with work, with your outside activities, with family, for yourself, and anything else that requires time. You're going to have to manage that time. Again, that will be under boundaries. Allows you to maintain morals and values for your life. Your morals and your values. What's important to you? What do you live by? What does respect look like to you? These are things you have to think about. Your beliefs. What do you really believe in? You have to think about this for yourself. Very important. Now, when you do your chart, you're going to be doing boundaries. That's going to include other people as well. So when you do that, you're going to really have to step outside the box when you're doing your chart. But that's very important. It's your beliefs as well as based on your morals and your values. Very important. Next, it allows you to be comfortable with saying yes and no. Boundaries allows you to be comfortable to say yes and no. I say that because you have to be comfortable to be able to say, yes, I would do this. Yes, I don't mind. And no, I would not be able to do this. No, I'm not doing this. And be comfortable in your decisions. Don't let no one make you feel guilty about you saying yes or no. Don't let anybody pressure you into having to explain yourself or why you said yes or no. You have boundaries and you're setting that boundary and you are maintaining that boundary. Very important. You're going to need to consider that when you're doing your chart as well. Okay. So you should already have had your pencil and your paper available. So you're going to design your own boundary chart. Now I'm going to give you some columns, some titles for some columns. Okay. Now this is about you, nobody else. So some of the titles of the columns I'm going to be giving out, you can add them, additional columns, or you can delete them. Okay. So you can add some additional columns, or you can also delete the columns I'm getting ready to name out, because again, this is based around you and your boundaries. First column should say you. You. What boundaries are you setting for yourself? Think about the physical realm, the spiritual realm, the emotional realm. Think about your morals, your values. Think about all of that. Think about your peace, your serenity. Think about all of that based on you. Okay? Then you're going to have a column for spouse. So if you are married, that column is for you. If you're dating, that column is for you because you got to have boundaries in relationships anyway. If you're not dating or you're not married, what boundaries are you going to set or already have in place mentally for marriage, for dating? Okay, very important. Third column, children, grandchildren. You can put that in a single column or you can put it in two columns, whereas a children and a grandchildren, or you can combine, because pretty much the questions that you should be thinking about will be based for both. Okay, you want to think of your minors as well as your adult children. And this can be, when do you let go to allow your children to take responsibility? When do you let go from bailing your children out? What can or can't your children do around you? For example, when I was growing up, children were not allowed to be around adults having a conversation. When we were dating, the opposite sex, you could not take your boyfriend or your girlfriend into your bedroom, and definitely could not close your door. Doors weren't even an option anyway. Okay, so these are the things to think about when you setting your boundaries for your children and your grandchildren. Okay, definitely remember it's okay to say yes and no. What in your boundary chart would you say yes to and no to? And don't feel guilty about your yes and your no. Just a reminder. Work. Got to have boundaries at work. Boundaries at work will also consist of being balanced. You're not going to bring your home to your job, and you definitely don't want to bring your work home. Okay. Now, some cases, there are many people that are working around the clock, but even so, you have to have a balance. You got to have a balance. That is important. You will run yourself ragged. Okay. That's when you'll start having illnesses, overly stressed, mental issues. It's not necessary. Okay. You got to have boundaries. Even if you have your own business, you got to have boundaries. Very important. So set your boundaries for that. Set your boundaries for school if you're not working. If you are working and going to school, you definitely want to have two columns. Okay. Next, many people are involved in church. You're involved in organizations. You're in clubs. Even though we're in the pandemic, a lot of things are virtual as well, okay? And things are slowly coming together where people are coming back in person, doing different things, okay? So you want to have boundaries for this. If you're in the church, there's no way you can be at church 7 days a week, okay? And in every auxiliary. If you're doing that, you have no time for yourself and you have no time for your family. You have no balance. You got to have a balance, okay? If you're in organizations, whatever your title is, or even if you're just a member, you can't do everything and you can't be everywhere. Think about that. The same with clubs. Think about that as well, especially if you have family members that are like children, okay, that are in other activities as well. You got to have a balance and you got to make some time. Family, very important. You got to have a category for family. You got to have a category for friends. Why? Your family, you got to set boundaries. You may be that individual, your family always come to you, depend on you, always asking, and you always the one that's giving. When are you going to set boundaries for yourself? The same as friends. When are you going to set boundaries? Again, consider yes and consider no. Consider the individuals that come into your space. Who are you allowing into your space? Toxic people should not be in your space. Toxic people cause problems. Toxic people never take responsibility. And if they do, it's rare. Toxic people come with baggage. Toxic people are selfish. Toxic people bring negative vibes. Do you really want that in your space? And remember, everybody has issues, but how do you handle those issues? Don't take up everybody's problems. And remember, you can't fix anybody. You can only work on yourself. You can listen, but then you have to have a boundaries of what you're going to listen. Okay, so that's a separate category, friends and family. Then you have an other category, and that other can be whatever that you need to fill as a title for that column. So you can have multiple other columns. You can delete some of the things that I just read out for titles. It's all up to you. You are designing your boundary chart. The boundary chart will be different from all others. Why? Because everybody has a different past. Everybody comes from a different race, background, belief, culture. So it's never going to be the same. Okay. Now, whatever you write today, as you grow in life, whether it's yearly, do one yearly, you can revise it because you are growing. You are growing. Okay. So I hope everyone got something out of this about the boundaries designed for you. All righty. I wanted to come on and I want to be able to talk about boundaries because it's so important and we all need these boundaries. Again, you want to be able to maintain a healthy lifestyle, a healthy mental state. You want to be able to be better for other people. Okay. You want to be able to be well. You also want to be able to have a balance. You want to be able to control your own destiny, your emotions. You want to also be able to love you and not be overwhelmed. You want to be available when it's time to be available. So go ahead. I challenge everyone that's watching this video, everyone, no matter how old you are, because you can start a boundaries chart right now, even in middle school, high school, college, or any adult age. It's never too late. Hope everyone have a good evening, and we'll see you the second Tuesday of next month. Bye-bye.